5 months after encounters with the mobs, in December of 1833, the Lord expressed his thoughts on the expulsion in a revelation to Joseph Smith. Needless to say, the Lord was displeased and called the actions of the mob a chastening, which the saints deserved for disobedience and other sins. Both the servants of the Lord of the vineyard and the servants of Jesus Christ had brought upon themselves a great evil. But the Lord did offer hope of future redemption. He promised that in due time he would return in power, pouring out his wrath upon the nations and gathering his saints to Zion. It was at this point that the Lord gave the parable of the redemption of Zion, where he described the course of events at that point and promised a specific plan to redeem Zion through a trusted servant. The Lord symbolically described his real-world plan to redeem Zion in the parable. First, as the Lord of the vineyard selected one of his servants to lead the effort, so the Lord would select one of the saints. We know that this servant was to be Joseph Smith. The operation led by the servant of the parable was to be a military one. The servant was commanded to gather the remaining servants and the warriors and then go immediately to redeem the vineyard. Joseph Smith was commanded to do the same, and almost in the same words. The servant was commanded to avenge the Lord of his enemies if the enemies chose to come against him in battle. Joseph Smith was given the same command. If the mobsters decided to drive the saints from the land of Zion a second time, Joseph was to curse them unto the third and fourth generations. Warfare and bloodshed were expected, and the saints were told to be willing to sacrifice their lives if need be. The parable did not give specifics on the organization and composition of the military force. In the revelation to Joseph Smith, however, the Lord was much more detailed. He designated specific assignments and set the military structure and minimum force level. As in the parable, success was dependent upon faithfulness to the commandments of the Commander-in-Chief, Jesus Christ.